Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy lunch hour. Claire, we've got a full live for everybody today. We're gonna talk about Dots of the Month, but then we've got 3 brand new exclusives that we're launching at the end. So it's gonna be fun. Everybody, this is Claire. This is Claire. Like opposite way. She's our brilliant designer from England. And so if this is your first time joining a live at lunch with Claire and you're like, oh, she doesn't sound like she's from these parts. She's
not. I'm not.
No,
nope, not that hands. Look, it's dark here.
Yeah. It's nighttime there. Okay, well, let's get started and show them some of the looks that you've come up with for the Dots of the Month first. And this is our first kind of chance to publicly share. I know that our boutique partners have been sharing the Dots of the Month because they launched on March 1st. But we wanted to give you some ideas and give you some looks. And then we'll go into those 3 new exclusives that we have. So let's take a look at the first one. I believe this first one's going to be our statement cross dot. And we actually have a gorgeous moving video of it. So Claire, tell me about like your thought process when you were designing this one.
Well, as sort of we wanted to have an Easter theme for our Dots of the Month this month. So, of course, we wanted to bring in the cross design and cross element. And we know that sort of a filigree pretty design works very well. So I wanted to sort of bring in those sort of that filigree curl design, but have the cross design as well. So here we have the cross in the center, which is with AB crystals running down the center and along the middle. But then for extra bling and glitter, we decided to sort of run crystals all around the edge. But also to bring in a different enamel colour. We haven't had this colour before, so it's a lovely sort of deep violet colour. And I think this works really well, the contrast between the polished silver and the violet enamel. It really stands out and brings out the shape of the cross and those curl shapes. And then sort of highlighted on the end of the cross is a slightly bigger crystal, so it sort of really defines that shape. So I think it just looks stunning. Actually, I think it works really well.
Yeah, so the crystals in the cross, Claire, they may be like a rose AB crystal.
Oh yeah, actually,
the regular AB. I'm like, they're looking a little bit different. Are they just picking up the color of the dot around it? But which they may be doing that as well. But
that's the lovely thing about the crystals is actually whatever color is surrounding them, they do actually draw that color. So it pulls in the tones with the AB finish. It sort of lifts the color that they're sat against. So that's why we use them quite a lot, because it works well across sort of a lot of designs and pulling in different colorways.
Yep. Very good. Okay, let's take a look. I think that you've created a look with this so that we can kind of get an idea of what the dot looks like in a foundation. So, because that's the unique part about Style Dots is that you take our foundations and you, like a statement foundation, you can switch out and have several different kinds of dots in one foundation. So you can switch them kind of back and forth. So this is the bling necklace. So go ahead.
Well, I chose this one because I wanted that double layer of crystal, because I wanted to sort of get that full-on bling and glitz coming through with the dot. So, but again, a nice contrast here, because the crystals that are in the bling necklace are a clear crystal, so they don't have the AB finish. Yeah. But then I think how it just draws your attention to that center statement dot. And the bling necklace is so lovely because it also has the crystal detail on the bail. Where it hangs off the chain. So I think it always is a real dazzling piece. Shows off whatever statement dot that's snapped into that necklace.
Yeah, I love that thought of building on the bling that's kind of the perimeter of this dot and putting it in a bling foundation. So brilliant job. And then
scale works as well. Sorry for cutting in. The scale of crystals as well, because the ones on the statement dot are just slightly smaller than the ones on the surround. So it's like a frame, but it just draws you in, because that scale, again, it's designed on purpose like that, so that you've got that layering happening, and the sizing of those crystals to draw your attention to the center.
Yeah, our dots are so pretty, they should be framed. That's what we're saying. Okay, so then this is the little sister of that dot. This is the original cross dot. And so similar design elements that you worked into this one, just on a smaller scale, or maybe a little less scrolls?
Well, yes, because the scale, you know, our statement dots are 30 millimeters round. So we have a lot more surface area to play with and add design elements onto that surface. When you actually then scale it down, our original dots are only 12 millimeters round, so much smaller, so you don't have that area to play with. But to make sure that you have that sort of cohesive, coordinated look, I take elements. So you've got less curls on here, but you've got a hint to the statement design. So on the ends of the cross, you've got those curl details, and again, those rose AB crystals in the actual cross. And then the matching enamel. So, you know, they work very well together because they're elements there, but not totally sort of matching.
Yeah.
It would be too much to have all of that detail on such a small scale.
Adriana Nicole said, so pretty, love the purple. I think it was Wendy Shannon before this was like giving you all the hard eyes, Claire. We were getting all the hard eyes from Wendy Shannon. So thank you all. Okay, let's take a look at some of the looks that we've built out. Love that you are, okay, so for me, you know me and my matchy. I have a tendency to I get too matchy sometimes. And I love that you are building on all of these different shades of purple in that. You were in the right one, Brandon, that bracelet. So, let's share kind of your thought process behind this, because again, it gives me a little bit of an insight, you guys, into Claire's head, because I wouldn't have thought to do this, and it looks so good together because tonally they're all in that purple family, but it gives you kind of a variety in that look. So
yeah, with this, I wanted to show really sort of the variety of purple tones that we have in our dots. So it beautifully shows it here, you know, that tonality, and you've sort of got an ombre effect here of purple. You know, you've got the lighter violet that's in our new cross dot, then you've got the purple swirl, purple Victoria, and then our purple druzy that's in our rainbow style stack bracelet. Now, the rainbow style stack bracelet, I think, is such a unique product. The stones that are in that, because it's rainbow, whatever dot you snap into that bracelet, the colors from the beads draw that color. So you can see more. If you snapped in a blue dot into that bracelet, blue would be drawn out from those crystals. But here, because you've got the purple dot, you can see more of those purple tones. And it's how your eyes work with color. Because you're drawn to that purple in the center, it then actually you're seeing purple and it draws more of those purple out. But I think that whole combination together, it's just a lovely ombre effect of the purple tones to it. So for our purple fans, I think this is just a brilliant sort of combination and layering effect.
Yeah, and there are purple fans out there. We do. That's one of our most popular colorways. So, okay, and then we need the video. We'll do a video of, so look at this little bunny peeking out of an Easter egg is so cute, but also so vibrant. I feel like it's perfect with like all of these different spring tones and everything that we're wearing, that it's perfect. And I love that you've brought in a couple different AB crystals in this. So I'll let you explain kind of your inspiration behind this one.
So I wanted to create sort of a fun dot for Easter and, of course, Easter Bunny. So that was sort of my initial idea, but then to sort of bring in the egg theme as well. So I wanted our bunny to look quite cute. So he's there waving at us. But then to sort of bring in more colour, because I thought sort of just having a white rabbit wouldn't work sort of so well. And so to bring in that stripy egg and those tones of colour and those pastel colours are really good for spring. But then the pops of crystal, like you say, you know, bringing in the AB finish. So you've got an aqua AB crystal down on the bottom and then the rose AB crystal at the top. And I think it sort of just reflects all of those colours. And I think sort of the top and the bottom work well together. I didn't want them sort of all to be in line. But I think this is a really bright, springy dot. So, and I think he's so cute anyway. So works very well.
And he also is adorable for anybody that has our rainbow flip-flops. Yeah. He's super cute in there. So if you want kind of a little casual, you know what I mean, Easter thing, then he's really sweet, looks really sweet with those rainbow flip-flops also. Okay, let's see Claire's look that she had. It's the combination necklace.
So our classic combination necklace, I wanted to pull in one of the crystal colours, and the teal anthem just works so well snapped into the top, because I actually think then this works beautifully as a combination, because I think it pulls it all together, because the AB crystals, the aqua AB crystals at the bottom of the dot, but then you've got those aquas at the top as well. So I think it's sort of a really cohesive look.
Yeah.
And I just think this is very light and spring-like, I think, and it just makes you happy because it just looks like, you know, his adorable bunny in the center, lovely soft pastel colors. So I think it's perfect for the season, and a great wear for Easter as well.
And I love what you've done here too, because I feel like sometimes when the dot is more whimsical, it can be, you know, we aren't sure kind of which way to go or what to put with it. And I love that you've, in a way, toned down the whimsy and kind of elevated the look of this dot by adding in the teal anthem. So it's just like, oh, here's another, let me accent and kind of bring out the bling that's in, you know, our little bunny egg dots. So, yep, great combination.
I think it makes it look sort of quite a classy piece as well. Sort of it adds that element, the sort of the elegant tone to it as well. But that element of fun, you know, the Star Dots is a fun place to be. So I thought sort of wanted to add that in.
That's the truth. She's telling you the truth right now. We are a fun place to be. Okay. But you didn't, the bunny wasn't the only little Easter animal that you made for us. You also made this, I love this little lamb. So this is our sheep. It's a lamb, it's a sheep. They're the same thing.
I think lamb, I think it suits the name lamb better than sheep.
Okay.
Yes,
okay. But like, look at her little pink bow on her head with a little crystal up there in the bow, and the expression and everything. It always amazes me how, because I see kind of the before we send it off to the manufacturer, the design, right? Claire's, whether it's her hand drawn or it's the CAD. Usually that's what we're at the point that I'm seeing it, and we're like, okay, let's send this off and get it made. But it's so fun when they actually come in, Claire, and you can see, oh my word, they captured the expression that we had on the little lamb, and you know, all that. So that's always so fun. And you just got all of your spring catalog product. So she's got to see it like in person in her hands for the first time. And it's like Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah.
Probably especially for you because you design it.
And it's still, you know, I have been sort of designing jewelry for 25 years, and still from seeing sort of a design to then seeing the actual piece, the excitement is still there. It's lovely to see sort of what I've seen on paper or on computer screen, to see the physical piece. And I said to Gina the other day, and I had all of the dots, our new spring all laid out on my desk, and I was giving myself a pat on the back because they just looked so amazing all together.
Right.
But, this little chap, the lamb, it was actually Gina's idea to come up with a lamb. So I'm going to give kudos to Gina for the idea. And of course, it always works. Gina gives me an idea and then I run with it. So I came up with a little lamb. And yes, our manufacturers are amazing because that's exactly how my drawing was, and the little cute smile on her face.
Yeah, and just like the fluffy down, like it captured.
Yeah,
they really were able to capture all of the elements that you put into that design. And yeah, I love it. We make a great team. Yeah, Jennifer TT, we call her, said the lamb is so precious. And she absolutely is. I'm saying that she's a girl.
Yeah.
It's a girl lamb because she's got that bow in her hair. So
Got to be pink bow in her hair.
Yep. Okay, so now you're layering it up with some other pieces, including the heart clasp that we just got back in on Tuesday. But like, walk us through the thought process on this, because I'm already like, oh, I wouldn't have thought to totally bring in the rose accent to pull out her rose-colored bow, and you totally captured that.
Yeah, I think, as a dot, she's quite sort of a delicate dot. So I wanted to sort of reflect that in the pieces that I snapped her into. So you've got the classic infinity necklace there, which sort of adds that little detail to the side. And then we've got the elongated link necklace. Although we do that in 3 lengths, I was seeing this one as our 20-inch, so it's sort of midway. And then using the heart clasp. But again, I wanted to bring in that pink element, and I didn't want a sort of a heavy drop hanging below that, because I wanted to be the focus to be her. So I wanted that pink element. So to add in the rose accent and then have the chain tassel hanging off it. I just think it sort of works. It gives that delicate look. But then sort of matching both pieces or linking both of those pieces with that pink element. I think sometimes you need to be sort of imaginative with how you create your look, and you don't have to go all out colour, and it's just having those pops of colour, and that's where our accents come in brilliantly to just add those. It just draws and sort of links your look together if you're layering up like that. Yeah,
no, this was a brilliant one. And I always love, here's one of the things that I do, you guys, when she's showing, and she's created a look here that's showing the layering of necklaces, I automatically kind of go to, oh my word, like I totally love what she did on the elongated link necklace. And I can totally then, for the earrings, I'm just going to put 2 silver tassels with the rose accents in front of it and tie the whole look in together. So just to kind of give you an idea, I think that that's one of the things to look for as you're seeing the elements that Claire is working into these things is, okay, how can I take that same thing but apply it to earrings? So, and I said elements, but we're trying to figure out what to call this whole group. So maybe you can give us some ideas. The whole group that includes accents and charms and tassels and all of those little things that you can kind of enhance. They're kind of like enhancements, but that's too long of a word. I want something more compact. But what do you guys call them? What do you call them?
I think did we say dots and details? I think was sort of one of the ones that we were thinking about. You can come up with other ideas, because we wanted so that we can have that term for all our sort of bits and pieces, isn't the right?
All of our bits and bobbles and
bits.
Okay, so I think that is all of. Am I right? I think that's all of the dots. We've gone through all the dots and all of the looks. So now we have something new to introduce. We are bringing you 3 special charms that will be turning on after today's live. So the first charm, I'll let Brandon show you the video of it. We are calling this the Bling Charm. Love the shape, Claire. Love all of the sparkle and shine and all of that. And we've just taken this charm and just added it to a plain Rolo necklace to kind of for the video, so you can see it hanging. It's not laying flat, but what was the inspiration behind the lovely Bling Charm?
Again, it's about pattern really, but pattern in a way of using crystals as pattern. But I wanted, because these charms hang, I wanted to so you could see through it. So you've got that element of sort of having airiness around a charm, so it doesn't look solid. But again, you can see it's the variety of size of crystals. So you've got this lovely center, larger crystal, and then surrounded by this pattern of the smaller, tiny crystals. But it's sort of square on a diamond shape, but then because of how the crystals are laid out, it gives you a fluted edge as well. So I just think the whole element and this full-on glitz of having all the crystal and being all clear crystal, it just has that dazzling showiness, even though it's sort of a small charm. So I actually think it works beautifully on its own. But I like the fact that it's got that sort of impact in the center. So it's a really snazzy design. I really like that one.
Mary Taylor's asking, will the bling charm fit on a hoop earring? It will, and we have something special to show you that makes sure that it is facing the correct direction. So we'll get to that here in a little bit. But why don't you show us the first look, Brandon? And okay, so now you're like layering it all up.
So with this one, yeah, I sort of went to town on this one really, because I wanted to sort of pull in lots of our charm elements so that you can see how you can even layer up the charms to sort of have a cluster effect. But let me work from top to bottom. So you've got our combination, dotlet combination necklace with the Aqua Finesse original dot, and then 2 Aqua dotlets either side. So that on its own is just a really pretty necklace. The scale is nice, and lovely spring-like sort of summery feel to it. And then I wanted again to do that layering. And one of my favourite pieces from the spring catalogue is our Giving Circle beaded wrap necklace in the blue. And why I like that is the combination of blue tones in that, because I think it works with all tones of blue. Because as you can see, just from there, you've got aqua teals, you've got that cobalt metallic blue there. But you can see that when you put it with other aqua pieces and elements, it draws those colours like we were talking before. It draws on those colours. And then our heart, triggerless heart clasp. So the beaded wrap necklace already comes with a triggerless clasp, but I just thought I'd add in this extra detail using the heart version. You've then got our glitter charm, silver tassel, the aqua accent, and then our new bling charm hanging off it. So they will work really well because all those charms will then pull to the point of the heart and then hang in a cluster in the center. And using my term, it gives you a lot of zhuzh, because you've got all of that sort of movement going on. But another little detail I really like is that the glitter charm has AB crystals in it. And as you can see, it's drawing the blue tones, those aqua tones. So again, you've got this such cohesive look with the tones going on there, and mixing those aquas and blues and teals together. So I think that's a definite combination that I will be wearing.
Yeah. So pretty. Okay. So that charm is $12.95. So, and now here it is on a starter bracelet. So on the last one, the price actually should be $162.75. I think 75, whatever it was. $162.50. Sorry. And then this one should actually be $98.75. Sorry. I didn't, that's on me. That's my goof, not anybody else's, but okay, the starter bracelet. And now you're adding in, okay, first of all, I love that the bling charm kind of has, right, is on almost looks like a diamond. Like you can see there's definitely like a square design to it. And you've brought that out by using the square setting on this. Yeah. So
when I was sort of looking at this and sort of pulling it together, and I actually originally had put the original setting onto the starter bracelet, but then I suddenly remembered, oh no, the square would work really well because, like you say, it reflects that square shape. And I just, the finesse design is so elegant and sophisticated. And I think this bracelet sort of has that real designer feel, because it's actually sort of quite a clean look. And I just, with those combinations and the crystals going around the center cat's eye, I think that draws the elements of the crystal on the bling charm And I like the fact that the charms are hanging to one side. It's not sort of on both sides. So you've got that asymmetric look. But I think it's sort of got that element of glamour as well. And the pop of fuchsia, you know, against the silver is just really super. Just looks really great.
Yeah. Yep. Love it. Love it. Okay. And then now let's look at our like charm number 2. So we had the bling charm, $12.95. And then here's the next, our next charm. And again, we have this gorgeous moving silo. So you can see all the sparkle and the shine. It's like a Fabergé egg, Claire. I mean, it's like totally all around 360 degrees. Every side of it is just crusted with, and for me, like even this shape, like you can tell it's an egg, but I think this is one that could be worn honestly year round. It's absolutely beautiful. So
yeah, I think this is just full on bling, you know, bling and glitz. And, you can't sort of tell from here, but the scale of it is so sweet. You know, it's sort of probably, I don't know, it's about 10 millimeters. I don't know what that is in inches. I work in millimeters. But it's tiny.
Less than half an inch, smaller than half an inch.
Yeah. And I just think the manufacturer's done such a good job of sort of covering that egg shape in crystals. And what you would class this is as pavé set. So normally when crystals are all set very close together, it's called pavé setting. So that's our pavé set egg. But this is just, and I think this works in all sorts of combinations, because this definitely will work on earrings as it is. Because you've got the crystals all going all the way around, so it doesn't matter which way it's hooked onto the earring. But then again, it's that little accent that you can add to a necklace or bracelet. But then you've got that sort of glint and twinkle all the time. And I think every time, sort of, again, it's that movement, you know, when the light hits it, it's just going to twinkle and be really glitzy.
Yeah, it's so fun, all of the different elements that we're adding along the way here. So let's see your, whoops, back. I think it's actually, we're looking at, there we go. Look, 8.
So using it, like I said, on earrings, I think this is just a lovely look, really. So you've got the classic hoop earring, but I've taken off the recessed setting. Actually, it's the classic oval hoop earrings. Taken off the recessed setting. You've then got our silver tassels with the bling eggs hanging off it. And then I wanted to add a pop of colour. Now, you could add any colour you want, because our accents come in all of the birthstone colours. But I thought the teal was just such a striking pop of colour there. And that would just layer in front. And again, it's about that layering of elements. And on the hoop earrings, they work so well. But I like this combination, because I think the silver is like a background to then that pop of colour, and then you've got all of that bling on the egg charm. So I think these are super earrings and just sort of really refined look. I think, again, it's an all year round wear, even though they're an egg shape, and perfect for Easter. But again, I agree with you, Gina. I think you can wear them all the time.
Yeah, and this charm also is $12.95 each. So to create this look, you've got one package of tassels, because that comes in a pair, and then you've got 2 of the egg charms and 2 of the accents. So for $87.70, and I'm totally going to be, I'm keeping this. I'm like replicating this look. So it was so fun, because yesterday, in all honesty, when she talks about the ability to really customize your pieces, yesterday, my husband and I went to the other side of Florida to go to a Cardinal spring training game. So, right, I had on my t-shirt and all of that, and I had on red, white, and blue dots, and literally I had a couple of like things that I could just swap out, and I literally, you know, changed in the car in the parking garage after the game before we went to dinner, totally changed out my look, took like the red accents off my earrings and added some of the navy tassels. And literally in a matter of, like, it was faster for me to change out my accessories than it was for me to change out my clothes, trying to do it in the car. So I mean, that's how it's just literally lickety split, and you can have a totally different look. And I love that. I had a totally different look, but I really didn't. It was literally, I brought a dot and a couple tassels to swap out, and it made it so easy and fun. So love, 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 love that. Okay, so we've got one more charm. Again, the egg and the bling charm are both $12.95. And then let's show them our final charm. So this is the cross charm, and it's $9.95. And so I think that this is one that you can add to the interlinks. There's so many different ways that you can wear it. But really quick, Brandon, will you, so I'm going to have you like put me on screen after, maybe we'll do it after Claire shares the looks. And then I could one additional thing that we're kind of launching today. So
I think this is just classic. It's just a really simple, just about the symbol, but adding that element of glitter using the crystals. But I think just proportion and size, it's really sweet, really cute size. And then that sort of little bling element. And the finish on it, our manufacturers do such a great job on finishing, and our quality is so great that you have to have good quality when you've got such a simple piece.
Yeah.
So I think, kudos to our suppliers for getting it perfect.
Yeah. Brandon, make me big real quick before you go back and you show them this look. So let me show you guys, because this is another thing that we're launching. So in order for the cross to work on the interlinks bracelet, you just need the one loop. But we have this is called an accent triggerless clasp. It's tiny. Like you can see, there's my oval hoop. It's a tiny little accent that you can just add any of our charms onto, and that allows, that allows you to make sure that they all totally face forward. So here is that cross, so you can kind of get an idea of scale and all of that using the accent charm or the accent clasp, and that is a $5.95 piece. But there, now I've got little hoop earrings with little cross charms on it. So love that.
Really well.
Yeah. Okay. Show them the next look here.
So this one, I went all out and used all of the charms here. But I wanted an all silver piece. We have such sort of a variety of color with the dots and everything, but sometimes I think you want to pare back your look. And I just think this in all silver is a really sort of designer, refined, luxurious look, really. Yeah. We've got the starter interlinks bracelet, but in the center I've added our heart triggerless clasp, our three new charms. So your bling egg, the bling cross, and then the bling charm. And then to add an extra little bit of movement, you've got the silver tassel hanging off that. So that all will sit sort of in the center. But I just like that whole sort of glamorous look, really. And it's all about clear crystal, bling, and silver. So very elegant, very, very sleek look, I think, to have those sort of little details as well. And I like the fact that you've then got the heart clasp in there as an additional symbol and shape. So, really good look. It's really very refined, I think.
Yeah, I love that too. And then we've got, I think, one more look with, and again, I love the way that you've layered up like all of these little different charms so that you've got movement and all of that.
Yeah, so we've got the navy style stack short necklace, again with that stunning bling clasp, the indigo tassel, the Style Stacks original pendant, the blue bloom dot snapped into that, then our cross charm and the sapphire accent. So sort of the tassel and the accent then pulling the blue from the necklace, but then it all is sort of paired against the silver and all of that bling. So I love this one because I think it sort of has that, again, that elegant look, lots of shimmer going on. again, and the tonality of blue there as well. So I think this is a very sort of day to evening wear. I think depending on what you wore it with, I think it would work sort of both sort of daytime and then sort of for an evening look as well. But I just think it's lovely, you know, to be imaginative with the way that you put your look together, and because we have all of these decorative elements that you can add. So it's just so interchangeable and customization, you know, and you can be able to sort of tell your own story by adding all of these elements.
Yeah.
So
I love too that you showed this with a Style Stack necklace, because there's bling in all of that clasp, and I feel like it really honestly ties in and gives you an idea to scale wise, you know, how these all would fit together. So everybody is loving all of these things, Claire. So the cross charm is $9.95, and then that little accent clasp that I shared with you, that is $5.95. So you can, you know, order multiples of it if you're wanting to order 2 for earrings, if you're wanting to be able to kind of, it also works, it works great to, like, if you're wanting just to have a little bit more movement, maybe in an accent on your bracelet. So there's a lot of fun ways that I know you guys are going to come up with to use that little accent clasp. So I think, Brandon, are there any other questions or anything that we've missed that we need to answer? And
I'm very excited that we've launched the accent class, because I knew it was coming. So for weeks now, I've put these looks together, and I'm thinking I could really do with a smaller accent clasp so I could add things. So I will be using that a lot, because I think it actually gives a lot more dimension to what we can do, and where you can actually sort of hook on pieces to other of our foundations. So yeah, I'm glad we've launched it today.
Yeah, Mary said the clasp will make a big difference when adding the charms, right?
Yeah.
It's great. So is the triggerless clasp that I showed you that was holding the cross, was I going to say, we're also adding it now. So there's 4 new SKUs that we're turning on right now. The 3 charms, and then that accent triggerless clasp. So those should all be in the exclusive section. We'll get them all turned on as soon as we finish up here. But I think that's it. I think I'm not seeing any other questions or anything, Claire. And thank you. You guys, we kept you over for a few minutes, but there was a lot of things to share today. So, and we'll also have the live looks. Don't forget to go if you love one of the looks that you saw, you literally in one click can add all of those looks to your thing. So they're all in there and built out. There's a couple of them that we need to add pictures to, but otherwise we're all set to go. So happy shopping, everybody. And don't forget, I will be back here next Tuesday for Style Dots Live at 8:00. And then Claire comes back. We're back with you on the 16th. So 2 weeks from today. Is that the 16th? That's not the 16th.
The 18th.
It's the 18th. Yeah, that Thursday.
Yeah.
So the third Thursdays, Claire and I will be back with you. So congratulations to everybody. And don't forget, it's mentoring, like we are in mentoring mania. We are growing like crazy. People are loving the social selling showcase. So if you've ever thought about getting involved and get plugged into Style Dots, or just making a little bit of extra money, don't hesitate to ask your BP questions or shoot us a message. We would love to answer any questions you have. So anyway, thank you all so much, and we will see you later. Bye.
Bye.